What if I told you that the markets aren't random or moved by news or indicators, but engineered by invisible zones where banks and institutions place billions of rupees in orders? Today, I'll show you how to spot those hidden demand and supply levels and trade exactly where the smart money trades. The footprints of these zones shape the technical indicators. So, in effect, we are going one step ahead of the indicators. Please watch till the end, where we give you the Pine 6 code for helping to identify such zones. Most retail traders chase indicators and news, but professionals trade only at these critical zones. Once you learn how to spot them, you'll see the market in a completely new way. Markets move because of order imbalance between buyers and sellers. Demand zones or support areas are created when a large cluster of buy orders, usually institutional, absorb all sell orders at a certain level. Price reacts strongly upward from this area due to a bullish imbalance. Typically, it forms after sharp rallies following sideways basing or consolidation. Supply zones or resistance areas are created when a large cluster of sell orders overwhelms buyers at a certain level. Price reacts strongly downwards from this area due to a bearish imbalance. It typically forms after sharp declines following a distribution or a pause. Banks and institutions leave footprints in the form of zones where they previously bought or sold aggressively. Retail traders can then piggyback onto these zones. In this video, I'll break down exactly how to identify high probability demand and supply zones, avoid the traps that wipe out traders, and show you a clean strategy which you can apply right away. Technically, a demand or a supply zone is defined between two kinds of candles: a base candle, which is a small bodied candle or a consolidation before a strong move, which represents accumulation for demand and distribution for supply. Extreme candles, which have the lowest wick before price leaves strongly upwards, which is the demand origin, or the highest wick before price collapses downwards, which is the supply origin. So each zone has an origin, which is the extreme price point, a distal line, which is the far edge where invalidation happens, and a proximal line, which is the nearest edge where price first reacts. Now, examples of the distal line and the proximal line are clearly given in the diagram behind me. Now, here is the part that nobody tells you. Not every zone is worth trading. In fact, if you trade every demand or supply level which you see, you lose money in the long run. The real trick is that only a handful of zones are institutional footprints. In a moment, I'll reveal the exact set of filters that show you where a zone is weak retail noise or a true bank level setup. Strong zones share features such as sharp move away or price leaving the zone with long candles, gaps, or strong momentum accompanied by a volume spike, suggesting institutional activity. The freshness is the first retest of a zone and is the most powerful zone. Each retest consumes orders. Also, higher time frame zones dominate. The five success enhancers for identifying and trading demand and supply zones are as follows. The first is the strength of the move. As you can see, we have very strong, and weak set of candles which identify supply and demand zones. By the way, if you're finding this helpful, we have just launched our live technical analysis course on www.chartinfo.org. If you want to understand how to analyze a chart perfectly and convert an analysis into a profitable trade and actually apply what you're learning to the markets, this would be an ideal course for you. We cover everything from price action trading and indicators to trading methods and systems in our own unique way. And it's all interactive, so you can clarify doubts in each class. Definitely check it out at the website. if you're ready to level up. Now back to the video. The second is the time at the base. Now, the less the time spent at the base, the stronger is the move because it shows impatience of the relevant party to take the market in their direction. So, the diagram now shown indicates to you how a lesser time spent at the base is the making of a stronger demand or supply zone. Third are the fresh zones. The fresher a zone, the greater is the impact of that zone in its probability of being successful. So, very strong zones are zones which are tested the first time. Zones which are tested multiple times are not that strong. Therefore, the diagram behind me is showing you exactly how to identify such supply and demand zones which have a high probability of success. The fourth is the risk to reward ratio. Now, since we are involved in a high risk activity like trading, we need to maximize our reward to risk ratio. Now, the reward to risk ratio gives us a good idea where we have a chance of making money trading a demand or supply zone. We need to choose trading opportunities that offer at least a 3:1 reward to risk ratio. A ratio of 3:1 risk to reward ratio is perfect because we are risking 1 to gain 3. Now, the last success enhancer are overlapping zones. Whenever we have two zones which are overlapping each other in multiple time frames, in other words, having a confluence of zones, the probability of those working are much higher. Behind me, you can see examples of such zones which give us high probability of success. Now that we have understood the identification of these zones, how do we trade these zones? The trading mechanics of demand and supply zones is as follows. A long setup occurs when we have a price drop into a demand zone. We look for reversal candle patterns like engulfing patterns or a pin bar pattern or a gap or any kind of indicator confirmation. The stop loss is just below the distal line of the zone. The target is the next supply zone. Short setup for a supply zone is as follows. Price rallies into a supply zone. We look for bearish confirmation, such as a shooting star or a downward gap. The stop loss is just above the distal line of the zone, and the target is the next demand zone. The risk reward is usually excellent because zones are tight and targets are far. I have shown you the chart of Nifty with the demand and supply zones. Now, these are indicative zones based on the Pine 6 code. Here we need to confluence the zones with reversal patterns or bullish or bearish indicators, as the case may be, in order to get the relevant signals. The Pine 6 code for demand and supply zone identification is given in the comment section. Please note again that this is indicative and actual trading signals must be derived in the regions of the zones by carefully studying candlestick patterns or gaps. Every trade must be certified by a registered portfolio manager since we are an educational channel and take no responsibility whatsoever for any trade which you do. Please like and share this video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching and all the best till our next video.